What is going on, guys? It's Amit, you're watching DevDreamer, and welcome to lesson 27 in JavaScript. In this lesson, we're going to be learning all about the for-in loop. If you enjoy the content, don't forget to like and subscribe down below and choose all notifications by clicking the bell so you never miss an update. Okay, so welcome back to lesson 27. In this lesson then, let's learn all about the for-in loop. The for-in loop is used to iterate over enumerable properties of an object. Now that might sound confusing at this point, but by the end of this lesson, you'll understand exactly what it means. Let's first learn how the for-in loop works, and then we'll come back to what we mean by enumerable. Okay, so as mentioned then, the for-in loop is used to iterate over object properties. Now we looked at objects very briefly in our lesson on data types. We will of course be looking at objects in more detail later on, but essentially objects are made up of key value pairs. So let's go ahead and create one. So here I'm going to say let character be assigned the value of an object. We create an object with curly braces. Inside here then, we're going to say name, colon, and for the value here, we're going to say Sonic. These are all going to be comma separated. Let's go for another value. So this is the key, color is the key, and the value is going to be blue. Let's go for one more. Let's say speed with a value of 1000. If we console.log character, let's see what we get. Okay, so in the console then, we've got our object, and inside this, we've got all of our key value pairs, color, name, and speed. So we can use a for-in loop to loop over these property names, name, color, and speed. So the structure of a for-in loop is the keyword for, so let's say for, then we have parentheses and curly braces, and inside the parentheses here then, we first start with a variable name, so I'm just going to say variable. This variable name is going to be a custom name, just like we've used I in the previous loops, and JavaScript will use this name to iterate or loop over the properties in our object. Next we have the keyword in, remember this is the for-in loop, and finally we have the object name, so the object name here is character. Let's go ahead and copy this and paste this into here. Inside the curly braces is going to be the block of code that we want to execute. So here I'm going to say console.log, and let's just change this now to an actual variable. So we're going to say let's just say x, and now if you console log x, as you can see in the console, we get our property names, name, color, and speed. So let's understand what's happening here then. So the for loop is using our variable, in this case the variable x, to iterate over our object property names. Now we can also use the for-in loop to access the property values as well. So here then we can say colon, and for the variable we're going to say character, square brackets, and then x. So if we save this now, we get our property names as well as the property values. Okay, let's take a look at another example. Let's get rid of this. And for this one, we're going to say const salaries. It's going to be our object name. Inside here, we're going to say Peter is the first property name. This is a value of 24,000. We'll say James with a value of 34,000. And finally, let's say John with a value of 55,000. Okay, let's create our for-in loop. So we're going to say for, parentheses, and then curly braces. So here we're going to say let I in salaries. And now what we want to do here is we want to say in the console, name earns salary per year. So we want to say Peter earns 24,000 per year. But one thing I do want to do before I do that is I want to add a currency symbol in front of these numbers. And so here we're going to say let salary be assigned the value of, in template literals, we're going to say £. And then we're going to pull in our property values by saying $, curly braces, salaries, and square brackets, I. So basically what we're doing here then is we're adding a pound symbol in front of these salaries, and then we're storing that inside this variable called salary. So down here then, let's display this value. So we're going to say console.log, and we're looking for, first of all, the property name. So Peter, James, or John. So we're going to say I. Then we're going to say earns. Now we need to pull in our salary variable. So $, curly braces, and salary. And then we want to say per year. So let's go ahead and save. Perfect, so we get Peter earns £24,000 per year, James earns £34,000 per year, and John earns £55,000 per year. So once again then, we've used the for-in loop to iterate over these object properties as well as their values. So that's the basic usage then of the for-in loop. Finally then, let's understand what we mean when we say enumerable. So if you recall then, at the beginning of this lesson, I said that for-in loops are used to iterate over enumerable properties of an object. So let's understand what that means. First of all, let's go ahead and just get rid of this. And let's go ahead and pull in our character object again. Now, by default then, when we create an object, we're free to modify, add, and delete its properties. So here then, just below, I'm going to say character, dot name, and we can literally reassign this value now to Knuckles. So now if we console log character, over here we can see that name has now changed to Knuckles. We can even completely remove one of these properties by saying delete, and then character dot, let's remove the speed property. Let's save, and as you can see, the speed property has now been deleted. Let me show you one more example of how to actually add a property as well. So we can say character dot, and now we need to use a completely different property name that we haven't used already. So I'm going to say alignment, and let's assign this to a value of good. Let's save, and now that property is inside our object. Now the reason why I'm explaining this is because each of these properties, name, color and speed, have their own attributes or properties, because in fact it is an object. In fact, let's go ahead and take a look at those. So let's just clear this, and we're going to look at the properties for this name property over here. So we're going to say object dot get property descriptor, and now in parentheses we need to supply two things. First of all, it's the object name, which is character. Then we say comma, space, and then as a string, the name of the property. So we're going to be looking at the name property here. So we're going to say character and name. And what this returns is an object with different properties. So notice then that one of these is enumerable. Enumerable is set to true. If this was set to false, then when we use the for-in loop to loop over the properties of this object, name would not appear. Now we can actually change these, so let's just clear this, and inside our code here, I'm going to say object dot define property. So once again, we need the name of the object, which is character, and then we need the name of the property, so we're going to be targeting the name property again, and then finally we need an object with these values. So let me just go ahead and paste those in. So very quickly, value is simply the value, so when we use a for-in loop in just a second to loop over these, the value is going to be set to tails. Enumerable, of course we'll come on to that in just a second. Configurable basically means can the property be deleted. So like over here we said delete character.speed. If we try to do this below this code here, then it wouldn't work. And finally writable is can the property be changed. Again, if we tried that below this code, then this wouldn't work. But we're of course interested in this enumerable property. For now, let me just change this back to true. And by default, all these are set to true. And down here, let's go ahead and use our for-in loop to loop through these properties. So we're going to say for, and we're just going to say x in character. Okay, then we're going to say curly braces, and inside this we're going to console.log. Let's show both of them, the property and the value. So we're going to say $ curly braces, x, so this will be the property names. Then we'll say colon, space, and then now let's pull in the values. So here we're going to say character, square brackets, x. So let's save. And so here then, we're looping through these properties using the for-in loop. We've got name tails, color blue, and alignment good. Notice also the name change of tails. Let's go ahead and set enumerable to false now, and let's see what happens. And let's save. And here we can see, since enumerable is set to false on the name property, name does not show up in the for-in loop. So once again, when we say the for-in loop iterates over enumerable properties of an object, we mean a property that has its enumerable attribute set to true. So that's all about how to use the for-in loop. Let's go ahead and summarize. So the for-in loop is used to iterate over enumerable properties of an object. By default, this will be set to true. We create a for-in loop by using the keyword for, and then in parentheses, a variable name, then the keyword in, and then the name of our object. We can then use the variable name to iterate over the property values. So let's take a look at your tasks for this lesson. Just a single task for this lesson then. I want you to create an object called house with the following properties. So we've got type, build, year, etc. And then use the for-in loop to iterate over these properties and then console log the property names along with their values. So go ahead and pause the video, try this out, and when we come back, we'll take a look at the answer. So how'd you get on then? Let's see. So first of all then, we need to create our object called house. So I'm going to say let house be assigned the value of curly braces. And then inside that, we've got all these values. I'm just going to go ahead and copy these. Okay, so we've got all our properties in there. And now we need to use the for-in loop to iterate over the properties as well as the values and then console log all the results. Okay, so we're going to say for, and then parentheses, curly braces. Inside here then, we first need our variable name. So we're going to say let, and let's just go for property. So let property, then we say in, and then we say the name of the object, which is house. So let's just copy this and paste this in. In the curly braces, it's going to be the code that we want to run. So I'm going to say console.log. Let's first pull out the property names. So we're going to say $ curly braces, and then use our variable name, which is property, and now we want to pull out the property values. So for that, we just say the object name, which is house, and then square brackets, the name of our variable. Okay, so that should be fine. Let's go ahead and save. Perfect, so we get all of the property names as well as the values of our house object. We've looped through them all using the for in loop. So guys, well done on completing that task. That's it for this lesson. In the next lesson, we're going to be learning all about a fairly new loop called the for of loop. So be sure to tune in. Don't forget to comment, share, like and subscribe down below, and I'll see you on the next one.